Hello, this is Adel, trainer and educational consultant at Teachogen. Welcome to our meeting today, and it's one of our Ramadan series, e-learning series from Teachogen. Let's share our screen and let's start. Our meeting today is one of our micro-learning series, and it's about digital assessment. First, I'd like you to know our vision at Teachogen. We aim to provide absolute IT and professional development solutions with the highest quality standards and with innovative and effective use of technology to maximize educational institutes' potential in the Middle East. We have a lot of services indeed. We have iLearn, which is a kind of exploring about many topics like digital classroom management, digital lesson planning, apps for every teacher, and digital assessment and feedback. We also have iTeach. It's about adopting, promoting reflective practice in the classroom, teaching strategies for developing critical thinking, and AI tools for teaching and learning, detection of students' early signs of developmental disorders. And for the leaders also, we have the iLead. It's for leading, and it's about exploring leadership models, future trends in digital leadership, promoting better communication and time management skills, teacher training, and providing effective feedback. We have accredited programs from UK like LRN Level 7 Certificate in Education and LRN Level 5 Diploma in Education and Training. We provide an array of services that aims to develop your institute through technology implementation, like assistance with emerging technologies, evaluation and implementation of school management systems, instructional design services using the latest technologies. And our workshop objectives today are, number one, we will define the assessment, the purpose and types of assessment. After that, we will talk about how to prepare our students to use technology as a kind of assessment. Number three, we will know how to design assessments, creating assessment criteria using different apps. And we will talk about alternatives for tests. They are digital alternatives indeed. Let's start. First, let's talk about the types of assessments. Don't say that tests are assessment tools or the only assessment tools. Of course not. We have a lot of assessment types. First, before learning, we have the diagnostic assessment, and it happens before learning to know where the students are, what's their level. And during learning, we have assessments of learning and assessments for learning. We have the formative assessment, and it happens during learning, and the summative assessment, which happens after learning to get the final results about the student's performance. And the ongoing assessment is a kind of formative assessment that happens while the students are learning. If we compare the ongoing assessments or the formative assessment with the final or summative assessment, we can find that The final assessment or the summative assessment only assesses the learner at the end of the course. The ongoing assessment often provides a more accurate and complete picture of the learner's level and has a positive impact on learning. What is the purpose of assessment? We have many purposes when we assess our students. Number one, assessment as learning. And here, the process of assessment itself is a kind of teaching student skills. And we also have assessment of learning, what the students can do. Then we have the assessment for learning, and this is for the teachers, what the teachers should do in response. Now, how to prepare our students for digital assessment? Digital assessment, is it important? Yes. Nowadays, it's very important to assess our students using some digital tools. First, we should allow them to put their pens down and start using the keyboard for writing. Virtual versus physical. We should give them some virtual tasks to be done, solving matching with mouse instead of pen and paper. So they will use new tools to write, to solve these problems or like that. Then we have to allow them to practice. Practice makes perfect. How? By using platform to assess them. Now, platform or tools that we can use for digital assessment. Do you know any of them? Did you use any of them? Let's think together. Indeed, we have a lot of tools for digital assessment. Let's have a look here. Wow, do you know this sign? Yes, it's Kahoot. It's a kind of interactive, collaborative learning tool. You can have a lot of quizzes on it. Do you know this? Yes, it's about Google Forms, self-assessment surveys. We can also have a kind of uh, formative and summative assessment using tools like quizzes or Quizlet. And they can also assess themselves for speaking using, for example, YouTube or any other tool. And of course, the most famous one, PowerPoint. They can use PowerPoint for continuous assessment using the e-portfolio, which we will talk about soon. And we have Google Sites. It's a lovely application from Google for continuous assessment using e-portfolio also. Now, let's talk about e-portfolio for ongoing assessment. What is an e-portfolio? Yes, it's a kind of electronic portfolio where we can find, let's guess, what can we find? Yes, all the students' work, all the tests, all the tasks, and all of the results of the students. Let's have a look here. The e-portfolio combines the process, which is creating an e-portfolio helps you reflect on the learning and to discover the interests of the students. And we have a product also that shows the work of the students to the teacher or the stakeholders or the parents. And if you are the teacher, it shows your work to the employers, professors, admissions, etc. What do you think the components of the e-portfolio are? Of course, we should have think. course, we should have the introduction that introduces the purposes of the portfolio, the objective of such a piece of writing or such a portfolio, the justifications for the contents, and the method of learning. In the e-portfolio, you can find samples of selected students' work, some activities, some student writings of articles and reports. You can also find student self-reflection and life goals, activities that students will carry out or students will do together in a kind of collaborative work. You can find the homework, papers and tests and everything for the student. And you can also find the students' projects and some extra resources that the student can explore by himself or herself. You can also find visuals like photos, files, and videos, and the assessment criteria. How can we assess these students or this e-portfolio? And we will have a look at it soon. And you can also have some optional contents, and this is related to the students himself, the age, the level, or the topic that we teach. Now, I'll stop sharing this and I'll share something else. I'll share. Okay. Now I'm sharing the e-portfolio rubric sample. This is a sample for the teacher to assess the student's work in the e-portfolio. For example, if you can look here, the criteria, for example, the selection of work samples, descriptive texts, reflective commentary, and that's it. You can add or navigation. How is the navigation in the e-portfolio? How is it easy to use or not? Is it accessible or not? So the writing convention we have here, for example, let's read this together. For the writing conventions, there are more than 6 errors in grammar, capitalization, punctuation. So these students will get what? Let's check. You will get 1, but he can go through 2, 3, or 4 marks by, let's have a look again. Now let's have a look at the writing conventions. How can we assess the writing of our students? How can I, as a teacher, assess my students in writing? And what will he know about this? He should know the criteria that I use to assess them. For example, if the writing piece has more than 6 errors, grammar, capitalization, spelling, he will get 1 mark. If he has 4 mistakes in his writing, he will get 2. If there are no errors in grammar, capitalization, punctuation, and spelling, he will get 4. So this is how to assess the students in writing, for example. So the rubrics are in front of the student, and don't forget that the parents can have a look at the rubrics too. Why? Because they will have access to the e-portfolio and they can follow up their children. So now we have a question to be asked. For whom is the e-portfolio? Can I use it with young students or it's just for older students? Let's have a look now and let's decide. Now let's have a look at this. This is a graduate one, and this is her portfolio. She introduced something about her, a little bit about me. My name is, I was born in, I raised in, I used to play basketball. And also you can have her resume. And here, what did she do? Her projects. And after that, how to contact her. This is a kind of portfolio. Another one, let's close this window. This one is for this young lady, and she is a teacher. She's an elementary educator, and this is something about herself, an introduction about her. And she has some parts in her e-portfolio. For example, the skills she has, teaching philosophy, lesson portfolio. Let's have a look at the lesson portfolio here. Okay, she has different lessons for language art, for math, for science, and social studies. For example, let's have a look here for grade 4, fourth grade. Yes, here we are. There is a lesson preparation for grade 4, a social studies lesson preparation. Let's go back. And here, the body system lesson, and it's for grade 4 also. Again, back. She put her work experience in this part and the certificates and the education also in this part and how to contact her. So she is not a student, she's a teacher. So can teachers have their own e-portfolio? Of course, yes. They will collect all their experience, certificates, all their projects, everything about them. Instead of writing a CV, they can prepare and design an e-portfolio for them. And it will be very nice to have this e-portfolio and to apply using this e-portfolio for any different job. Here is another portfolio, and as you can also see, the home, the introduction, and the CV for this lady, and also her teaching philosophy statement. Let's read together what's her teaching philosophy statement. I believe that college freshmen are at the perfect time in their lives for the context of what we teach in the first year writing. This is her philosophy. Here we have another part about the assignments she prepared for her students and her response to the students' work. So as you can see, the e-portfolios are important. They are significant for students and the teachers too. Now, the question is it easy to make my own e-portfolio or to let my students make their e-portfolios? Let's have a look here. If we just, I'll share my screen. Now, I open this. What is this? It's google.com and I wrote Google Sites. Just open Google Sites and you, by the way, if you have it here, you can find it, the Google Sites, and this is the icon of Google Sites here in the extensions of Google, in the Google apps. Okay, I don't have it, so I just wrote Google Sites, and here is the page. And in this page, you can choose portfolio. Here we choose portfolio, and by choosing this, we can start making our own portfolio. We have the home here. So hi, I can write my name here. I am Azza, a trainer from Egypt. Wow, great. That's lovely. After that, I can, for example, format it. It's bold now. I can make it bigger, or I can use whatever I want. After that, I can start uploading things related to me. For example, I can upload my CV. I can upload some activities. I can upload, for example, some YouTube. You can also upload from YouTube or from my drive. Can you see the icon here? So I can upload from things from my drive. So I can upload all the pictures and images I want to store them in my e-portfolio. Okay. I can also attach a link or do whatever I want in my e-portfolio. I can just design it as I like. Let's go back. I have another sample here. Yes, this is a sample for a student's portfolio, and it's, can you guess who the student is? Yes, he is Ahmad Ali. This is Ahmad Ali's portfolio, e-portfolio, and it's called Ahmad's Learning Journey. And in this part of the portfolio, you can find things, information about Ahmad, okay, and his achievements, his goals, for example, the skills he has, etc. Okay, so let's go back to our presentation. So as you can see in the e-portfolio, the student can put a lot of things, and the student can save his work, his results. He can refer to them after that. And he can also take this e-portfolio all along his life journey. He can take it to the university or after graduation during his career. Let's continue. We already saw the criteria sample. At which grade should the e-portfolio be used? And as we noticed, we can use it with the young students and older students as well. And even the people who work like teachers can have their own e-portfolios. For how long can we invest in e-portfolios? It's for life. You can start your e-portfolio as a KG student, and it lasts with you forever. Okay, for as long as it takes to achieve your goals. So we have Google Sites for e-portfolios. The features of Google Sites. What are the advantages of using Google Sites? Number one, it's free. It's easy to use and we can edit. It's suitable for students and for teachers too. Fit with different types of devices. Students can have it on their own mobiles. Ease and speed of modification of design. New websites are automatically added to Drive, and you can share the site with others to edit and design at the same time. For example, parents. How to create it, and we already used it. Presentations for e-portfolio. You can design a presentation on PowerPoint and upload it to your e-portfolio. So let's imagine that a teacher asked these students for a specific project. They can collaborate and do the project together and put it in PowerPoint or design it on PowerPoint. After that, they can upload it on their e-portfolio. The teacher can go have a look at the e-portfolio and maybe check it, give them marks, and the parents also can have a look at this project on the e-portfolio. Of course, the PowerPoint also is, I'm sorry for that. Let's go back. Yes. The PowerPoint is free, easy to use, edit the number of slides can be according to the size of the file. So they can create and design what they need, what they want according to their interests, their needs. So it's lovely and easy to use. So e-portfolio, this is the website or the icon of Google sites and the presentation portfolios. Now it's time to say thank you for joining us today. Here is how to contact us with our phone number and our email. It was really nice having you today and looking forward to our next meeting in the future. Thank you and Ramadan Kareem. Thank you.